Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you. Welcome to Reskills on-live class. Kindly be reminded to log in from a quiet environment. Mute your audio. Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you. Welcome to Reskills on-live class. Kindly be reminded to log in from a quiet environment. Mute your audio. Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you. Welcome to Reskills on-live class. Kindly be reminded to log in from a quiet environment. Mute your audio. Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you. Welcome to Reskills on-live class. Kindly be reminded to log in from a quiet environment. Mute your audio. Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you. Welcome to Reskills on Live class. Kindly be reminded to log in from a quiet environment. Mute your audio. Do not comment on anything sensitive and offensive in the chat room. Do not advertise any products and spam your email address in the chat room. If you have any issues with the session, you can message us privately. It is encouraged to switch on your camera during the on-live session. Kindly refrain yourself from discussing unrelated topics during the on-live session. Kindly join the on-live class within 15 minutes after the class starts. Enjoy your learning with Reskills. Thank you.
Hello world, good evening, and I warmly welcome all of you for this wonderful session which is going to be held to learn on how to protect ourselves in the internet, which I believe is an essential skill that every one of us should have in this era. So here we have Coach Krish from the United Kingdom with us. So without taking much of your time to make this beautiful Saturday evening a very productive one, I'm going to pass on this room to Coach Krish, and I wish all of you enjoy the learning with Reskills. Krish, it's to you.
Yes, good evening, everybody. It's really great that we can share this course with you from the UK. So this is one of the first UK Reskills courses. And as Akila said, it's an important to be aware of the harms and pitfalls of the internet. It is a very useful tool, of course, something we use every day. So let me start and share my screen.
You can connect.
Hopefully you can see my screen.
Yes, Coach, we can see.
Thank you very much. So yeah, protecting ourselves on the internet. Let me start quickly. Quick note about the agenda. So we will start on a brief history of the internet and the creation, why the internet was created, installing antivirus and keeping it updated, but also about how to keep all our machines, our tablets, our iPhones, any computers that we have updated, which is very important. We'll be looking at passwords. Passwords are something that we've got used to. We may have hundreds of passwords into hundreds of systems. So something that we need to make sure that we have the strongest passwords. So we'll be doing that. As the internet has become so popular, it has also attracted so many criminals who want to access your data, steal your identity, hack into your systems, and try to take your data away from you. So we must have all heard of this, so we'll be looking at that as well. Something that's very, very popular now in this day and age, especially with our younger generation, which is social media. Once again, we need to be very aware of social media and how to protect ourselves. Some people rely on social media for everything they do. It is the first thing they do in the morning and the last thing they do at night. So once again, I'll show you how to protect yourself on social media. I'll be showing you a YouTube video on that as well, how clever people can, from your Facebook account, can retrieve information that can help them, break into and steal your identity. Something multi-factor authentication. This is a new style of protection which involves you using your password, but then also verifying that it is you. As criminals become more and more complex, they have worked out how to actually bypass your passwords. So MFA or two-factor verification are what we need to move into. And also we'll be looking at IoT, which is very popular. If anyone wants to, if anyone doesn't know what IoT is, please put it in the chat window for everyone. That'll be good. The meaning of IoT. I'll also be looking at home routers, wireless as well. Yes, the Internet of Things. So we'll be looking at the Internet of Things. This is a huge moment. There are so many devices that are available which will just connect to the Internet. And we need to make sure these devices are also able to be protected and protect your identity. So, just a quick introduction about myself. I am based in the UK. I have been here working for the last 30 years with computers. I've worked in Europe as well, so countries like Spain, France, Germany, Italy, Sweden. So I've worked in many of these countries already. So my base is in the UK. So that's why I have this funny accent that you can hear. And that's why I do most of my work from here as well. So I have 30 years of experience working for some of the largest banks, lots of commercial companies also. And currently I work for the pharmaceutical field. So I'm a security expert for pharmaceutical companies. So I'm protecting data for them. So I am Microsoft certified, qualifications with Microsoft, Cisco, Fortinet, Checkpoint, Meraki, Dell, Lenovo, and Apple. So I've used all these and are very proficient in this as well. Accredited because it is essential to have the right qualifications when you train other people, but also when you talk about these subjects. It's good to have the information. So you think I'm based in the UK and I like computers. I love computers. That is all I ever do. I have the latest tech. I enjoy reading about the blogs, finding out what the new devices are. This is what I do day to day. But I also love to travel. So I joined both together so I could travel and do IT at the same time. So travel to all these different countries and do what I love, which is IT. So any of you been to Europe? I see the majority of people are from Philippines and Malaysia, but has anyone been to any of the European countries? Put it in the chat window if you have. No, not yet. Okay. Hopefully we'll see you soon. No, but yeah, I can't tell you how beautiful Europe is. So, the mountains, the lakes, the cold weather. Get used to the cold weather here as well. So it's very, very enjoyable. So let's move on. So people say, why are we talking about the internet? I mean, some people find it, it's second nature. They've been born and the internet was already here. People say, well, it's just second nature. It is like walking or riding a bike or something. I've just connected to the internet and I use it every day. So, we have Zoom. We're using Zoom now, which is connected to the internet. We have Reskills. We have shopping. We have music. We have videos. We have everything is connected together via the internet. So once again, in the chat window, does anyone want to guess when the first internet machines were created, or the first time the internet was used in speech? Go on. Have a go. 1957. Someone's been using Google, I think. Yeah, go on. Carry on. Yeah, a lot of people saying 1950s, 1970s. Yeah, carry on. But yeah, it was actually in the 1960s. So yeah, it was 1960s when the first computers were linked together. And the origins of the internet are, it was a military project with computers taking over, doing so many of the things that we take for granted. Governments were seeing that computers were massive. They were the size of big rooms, and they had all their processing power, all their data was in these big data centers with hundreds of people working on these systems. So they were the size of football pitches. They were massive. So the governments, the US government in particular, took a project apart because they thought that they were susceptible to a military strike. Somebody could bomb their computers and that would wipe them out completely. They would have no communications, they would have no control. So the military in the US tasked students and teachers in the US to create a dispersed system, a system that could not be wiped out with a single attack. So therefore, the internet was created. Because if we all know, the internet is everywhere. It's in every single country. It's been controlled. There is not one country or one government that controls the internet. It is out there for everyone. So and there are many, many hosts for these companies and these systems. So therefore, not one organization could be wiped out because they would have copies in different locations. So for your quiz, just a clue here, the internet was created in the 1960s, and it was there created because of the need for protection of your data, a military exercise, a military project. I apologize for some of these slides, they're very small, but just to show you the importance of the internet, these are the top internet providers, top internet companies in the world at the moment. So right at the top is Amazon. I'm sure there's a lot of us that use Amazon. It's a global company worth billions and billions of dollars. Alphabet is Google. There's Meta. There's Alibaba. There's Netflix, PayPal. So all these companies are there, and it's become a huge revenue earner for everyone. So you can see that this is very, very important. So even a small attack on these companies can have major effects globally. So recently, I think the Facebook was down for a few hours, and there was worldwide panic. People could not connect to each other. They could not send their messages. They could not share their videos. There was panic in the world. There was people, all the other agencies like Twitter, YouTube, everywhere, they were all going, well, we need Facebook. We need to use it. We need contact. So therefore, it has become a part of our daily life. These organizations now control the internet, and they are needed every day. So that is a good explanation. The question for you guys: when you wake up in the morning or going to sleep, do you pick up your phone in bed and check? What do you check? So if you want to put that in the chat window. Inbox, yeah, messages, time, social media, Facebook, of course. Everybody is online. We're online now. Yes, it's understandable because we're doing some training. We check our emails, we check our Instagram, we check our Facebook, Twitter, QQ, news, music. We go to sleep with our music. We check our health status. Many of us have an iWatch or a Samsung watch, which we sleep with. This then records our statistics, our heart rate, our deep sleep, our rhythm. We rely on these all the time. So there's a statistic which was frightening. It says as of January 2021, there were 4.4 4.66 billion active internet users worldwide. Yeah, that is nearly 60% of the world population is now connected to the internet. And, this is the majority, because of poor infrastructure. Most of these people use their mobile phones to connect to. So it's huge. I mean, this was last year, 2021. Already, we've succeeded. We've far reached that. Some estimates say that there are 6 billion people connected to the internet right now. And we've got to follow the sun as well. People have to sleep. So there's active users. As we go across, it's nighttime for you. It's the evening, 8 p.m. for you guys. It's 12 o'clock for me. And in the US, the guys haven't even woken up yet. So we have all those users from the US just about to join. You guys will be going to sleep, so you'll all be logging off. So we can see that it is now something that is running up all the time, 24/7. We all need access to these things. So something that we need to make sure is we are updated on our machines and we have antivirus. So questions I'll be asking is, why should we update our computers? Yeah. Has anyone lost data to a virus? Yeah, we all hear about these cyber criminals, but has anyone actually lost data? And how do you feel when you lost your pictures? The pictures that you've taken for the last 10 years are stored on your machine. How do you feel when you lose your work assignment, your thesis? These people access your machines and they wipe your computers out. How does that affect you? Your contacts. Say if you all of a sudden lost your contacts right now, every single contact on your phone disappeared. What would you do? So hopefully we can answer some of this for you, because we need to make sure that our machines are backed up. Yeah, so there are lots of ways we can do this. We can back up our machines, and it's very easy for us to do this. So we'll talk about that as well. Sorry about the size of some of these pictures. They're very, very small. But the important things here are, when you receive an update from your machine, if it's an Apple machine, you'll get an Apple update. Linux, you have to subscribe to get that. Windows, these multi-million-dollar organizations like Apple, like Microsoft, Linux, Red Hat, Ubuntu, these people are providing you a way of updating your systems. You need to update your systems because they have found a vulnerability. They have found something on their operating systems or in their applications which they are worried about. So they are providing you with a free update. Once you have your system, you will be prompted to do an update. I'm advising you, but definitely do them when you see the sign coming up that says an update has been found on your system.
Our marketing management
says, do you want to
professor,
update the
Ms.
install
Emma Liwanag.
this
Order
update? You say
stage
yes.
part of your corporate.
The buying,
there's
our
huge
marketing
communities.
management
These
and
companies
center,
are putting these
Division
updates out there
management.
because they have
This-
found problems with drivers,
And
with
data
applications,
analysis.
with bugs in their system. So please, if you see these messages pop up on your systems, please just update your system. Android as well, there's a software update settings. You want to make sure that these are updated. But there is also one other caveat: old systems. Old systems. Yeah, these look at this system. Yeah, this is running Windows 95. If you have an old system, please consider replacing it. It is because these systems were once amazing, but they are no longer, capable of being updated and running the latest softwares. So if you have one of these old systems, unfortunately, some of them will not even run the operating system or will not run the latest software. But it is essential for you to have newer hardware. so you can run the newest the softwares. So like a car, your computer needs maintenance. It needs oil. It needs gas. It needs new tires. It needs lights. It needs an engine check. Yeah, so software. So the main, when we look at once you've been hacked, there is a section on if you've been hacked. One of the first things any organization will say to you is make sure your computer has been updated with the latest software. And this means everything, just every piece of software, not just your operating system, your Office, your Adobe, your Illustrator, anything that you use day to day must be on the latest software. How often should you update? As soon as you feel comfortable about updating. It is important. Antivirus is also something which I stress is important. I am completely independent. I have used all of these, and they have their pros and their cons, but most of them are very, very positive. They are like putting a fence around your house. A fence will keep most of the trash out. It will keep, your house all intact. And it's just like putting a fence up. I mean, there are some these applications, Kaspersky, Norton, McAfee, they often do cost money. Some of them also have the budget for one of the expensive ones. Please install the free versions, because these will provide that first level of that protection. When a program is highlighted, or when you go to a website and your antivirus lights up and says this is an unsafe website, instantly it's paid for itself. So please go through this list. I have a funny, these are all very important. Trend Micro, Avast. I know they all do free versions. All you have to do is register. Yeah, the Windows does come with a free antivirus, but once again, it's just part of a package. It's a small package. Sometimes you need to buy something or install something that is a bit more robust, which can actually provide you with more protection. I'll answer your chat questions at the end. Sorry, I'll run through this. So I hope that explains that antivirus is important to all of us. Passwords. Passwords is the key to your system. How many of you have a password that is a dictionary word? How many have a name of a city, or if you put it in please don't put your password in the chat window, but please put in if your word is like from a dictionary. Is it a simple word like telephone, like video, 1, 2, 3? Is it password? Please tell me your password isn't password, please. That's key. That is the number one used password in the world, which is password 1, 2, 3. And some of you also have the same password on many systems. So do you have one password for many systems? So you have one for Facebook, one for your email. Do you have separate passwords? I think that's funny. My Facebook password is ****. Thank you. That's very funny. But here is a chart of how quickly your password can be hacked. So some of these supercomputers are now building dictionary lists. So just by going by that example, if we have a password which is 12 characters long and only contains number, I have 2 seconds to break that password. If I add in a lowercase letter, if I add in an upper and lowercase on a 12-character password, please remember that, it is 24 years. So make your passwords long and complicated. This password is the keys to your house. Yeah, your data, your information. This password will give a person access to your data, your information, your pictures, your social media. And if you don't trust this person, and this password is very easily hackable, then what's going to happen? And I do encourage you to use a different password for every system. So you have one for Facebook, one for your emails, one for your laptop, one for your phone. Yeah, have different passwords. Yes, I know it's difficult to remember, but you know, when you have a house, do you just have one small lock in the front door, or do you have multiple locks? Do you have complex keys? Do you have electronic keys now? You know, you have a key at the back door, you have a key at the front door, all your windows are locked. This is how secure we want to be. So I encourage you to use different passwords for different systems. And don't write them down in a book, because if that book gets stolen, all your passwords are going to go as well. So important. But you can see how quickly the difference between the two charts is the small chart was from 2020, and the bigger chart is from 2022. So it shows you as computers get more complicated and faster, the chips get faster. Yeah, it just shows you that, you know, these passwords are just shrinking. The cracking of these passwords is shrinking. And somebody I said on the chat, I said, what about when Google suggests the passwords? Yeah, Google will suggest a 15-character password, which is unique, which will take 1 billion years to crack. At the moment, if you take a Google password, which is completely random, and you save it into your Google history, yes, that will keep you safe. But once again, if you lose your Google history or you lose your access to your Google account, that may cause you some problems. So be careful with your passwords. Very, very important. Okay, clickbait or phishing scams. I'll open this up for you guys. Can you tell me what clickbait is or a phishing scam? In the chat window, do you want to put up what you think those things are? Yeah, fake websites. Unknown sources. Yes, clickbait is where you're encouraged to click on something which will take you to somewhere which is fake. So recently, I think more people are receiving text messages saying, please click here, your account has been compromised, please click here, please go back to your site and re-register. So when you receive an email or a text message or even some kind of chat message, this is an example from Amazon. So you receive a message that says, "Hi, Amazon user, you have been compromised. Please log into your system and re-register or check your status." I know this is very, very small on our system, but you can see straight away that the website this clickbait has taken you is not to Amazon, but it's taken you to A42103, which is not. And RU site is a Russian site, so it's taking you to a Russian site instantly. And if you were not looking closely at the address bar here, and you type in your email address, and then you do continue, it would prompt you for more and more information. This looks like a legitimate email. This looks like a legitimate link. And it will take you to the hacker's website. Very easy to trick if you don't look for the right things. These two padlocks, there's a green padlock and a red padlock. The green padlocks normally appear in the address bar, and this means it is a secure site. This means that the site is secure and it is being verified as a secure site. But once again, please check this address bar. This address bar is very, very key to where you're going. And if you do receive an email from Amazon and you click on it and it takes you to one of these sites, please don't carry on. Go to amazon.co.uk or Amazon, whichever country you're in, or Facebook or whichever sites, and re-register and log in correctly. And log a complaint. Say, look, you've received this email, please can you deal with it? They're very used to receiving this. This is huge business. So once again, if somebody got into your Amazon account, changed your delivery address, 10,000 items, Amazon would turn around to you and says, well, it was your password and your ID that was used, and you're responsible for this. It's up to you to be very, very wise to these problems. You got to understand that you will be liable for any purchases made by these people. Yeah, they will change your address. They will log in, change the password so you can't even get in. So therefore, you'll be locked out for X number of days. So you must immediately tell the provider. Whoever the provider is, you must log in. They have numbers available. Contact us, emergency contacts. Ring them, email them. Tell them that you have been compromised, and you need to make sure that they block the account immediately, so you will not be liable for any other purchases. Be careful. Here's another one from Facebook. Your account has been reported by others about the abuse. This is a violation. But do you see that there's a padlock here? So the criminal has become even more sophisticated. They've now started doing secured websites. But once again, the address of that website is completely wrong. It is not from Facebook. It is from another website, a .com website. But say if you're not looking, if you were not looking and you type in your full name, your email address, or your phone number and your password, you've immediately given access to your Facebook account to somebody else. What some people say, well, it's just my Facebook account. It's only pictures of me and my family or my cat, but it's not. With this information, they can change who they contact. It's not just affecting you, but it's affecting all your contacts. Say if you gave access to your Facebook account to a criminal, he can then access all of your friends. The common one is, help me, my credit card has been stolen. Please, can you send me money on this account? Can you ring me immediately, please? And if you think this is a friend and you start contacting them, instantly you have contact with this criminal organization. So please be careful. People say to me, well, it's just my Facebook, but it's not. It's the contact I can give to other people as well, which is problematic. And yeah, protecting social media. We all love social media. Everyone is on social media. So just to say social media, these are 2019 statistics, but Facebook has 2.8 billion people, YouTube, nearly 2 billion people, WhatsApp, WeChat, Instagram, TikTok, Reddit, Twitter. How many have access to more than 3 of these? If you just want to put up how many of you access more than 3 of these sites or have accounts on these sites? It's a huge systems out there for you. So with that, I want to share a quick video.
Hot chocolate.
What's the name?
Joelle.
What was the name?
Alex.
Alex. There you go, Johnny.
Cheers.
If you like our Facebook page, we give you a free hot drink and a free pastry.
We have a new like for Damien. Hey, Carly, are you standing by?
Hi there, can I help?
Yeah, just liked your Facebook page.
Okay, I'll search Facebook
I'm
now.
searching Google.
Have a phone number.
I've got his email address.
Okay, Carly, are you ready for information on Damien?
Yep, I am.
Mother's maiden name is he banks with
Carly, this is the girl coming in now with the blue scarf.
What's her name? Nicholas.
Nicholas. His date of birth, 7th of May. She lives at 38A.
Just be a couple of seconds.
2 children, 8, 4 and 6. Previous address. She's got the postcode.
Yep, got it. Damien, age 26 and a fitness instructor.
How do you know that?
Where did you go to UCL? Martin went to South Thames College. Assistant psychologist at Great Ormond Street. How did you know?
That is... I don't really understand.
Huh? Pardon?
You know, I'm a Christian as well.
Oh yeah, we know everything about you, Martin. Thank you. Nice to meet you, Anna from Russia.
So yeah, there's a quick video on how somebody, any one of us, if somebody asks for to do a like on a Facebook site, how many of you have done that? How many of you have been asked to go onto Facebook and like a certain organization or connect to an organization? Yeah, exactly. There are so many people that would just go on and log in and give access to your data, and you can see that these people were happy to go in for a free coffee or a free pastry or something and give that information. There's like a keys to their so much access instantly to their accounts, and you can find out. So when you open a bank account, they ask for your mother's maiden name, your date of birth, your address, your full name. And if this is all available in your Facebook account or in your YouTube, your WhatsApp, your Insta, your TikTok, or you publish this information, you've just made the job very easy for these criminals to do identity theft. They could become you. They could start, all of a sudden, they could go into a bank and pretend to be you and start opening bank accounts. And once again, you'll be contacted. You'll get these letters through the post saying, please, you have taken a loan out, you have taken money out, you have bought this item. Very, 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 very scary place. Let me show you another video as well.
That will be all.
Social media is huge, so I thought it'd be nice to share a few videos with you.
What can you do on a social network? You can connect with people. A lot of people. Share your photos. Tell jokes. Post your thoughts on, well, just about anything. And see what all your friends are up to. It's pretty easy. And that's the problem. Sometimes it's a little too easy. You see, a social network may look harmless, but once you log in, watch out. It could be a dangerous place. So if your parents allow you to have an account, you have to be smart. Social network smart. Follow the front page rule. Don't post anything that you wouldn't want to see on the TV news or the front page of the newspaper. And that includes personal information, like your phone number, where you live, and where you go to school. Never tell people when you're not home or when you're going on vacation. It may seem harmless, but that's exactly the kind of information thieves can use to break into your house or even steal your identity. Now, let's look at your reputation. Your photos and comments say a lot about you. So, if you made a fool of yourself, ask Is this how I really want people to view me? Not just now, but in the future, like at a job interview. At Proverbs 22:1, the Bible says, "A good reputation is worth more than silver and gold." Don't let that delete key fool you. Posting something on any social network is kind of like writing in permanent ink. Okay, so you're careful about what you share. Now think about who you're sharing it with. Who are your friends? Some people have hundreds of online friends. Some have thousands. So you may think the more friends, the better, right? Actually, no. That kind of thinking can blow up in your face. You see, when you connect with online friends, you're also indirectly connecting with their friends and their friends' friends. That means you may find yourself seeing posts from people you don't even know, people whose morals and beliefs may be different from yours. They may use bad language or post about things you know are wrong. Those just aren't the kind of friends you want to hang around with, not even online. And there's another danger. At Psalm 26:4, the Bible warns about people who hide what they are. They pretend to be someone they're not and may seem super friendly, but they could be dangerous. So when it comes to friends, you need to be picky. The safest friends online are ones you already know offline. There's one more thing to think about. It has to do with your time. Checking out the latest posts can be addictive. So let's set some limits. And don't let your online life get in the way of your real life. You know, connecting with others online can be fun and safe, as long as you look out for all the dangers. So the next time you log in, be smart. Social network smart.
So once again, he's social network smart. And I think it's good for the younger ones as well. You know, how many children do you see now once you upload your picture, those pictures belong to that organization. They belong to Facebook. You can request for them to come back and delete the history, but is it truly ever deleted? You know, there's no way of checking. There's no way. So I think the video said that if you want to see that picture on the front of on the screen of a news program or on the front of a newspaper, that's fine. So be careful. This can be derogatory to your future careers as well, because I know that employment agencies now will use collection methods like this. They will find your social media accounts. They will look through LinkedIn. They will look through Facebook. They will look through all these, trying to gather what kind of person you are. And say if in your early 20s you were a party person and now you're a proper educated professional, they don't know. They just see the pictures of you. So once again, be very, very careful with what you post up. I'll move on to the next one, which is something related to password. So MFA. Does anyone use MFA or two-factor verification? This is not new, but this is becoming very important, because just your password is not enough. Your password can be hacked. We looked on the other slide, and your passwords can be hacked very quickly, or it could be compromised by clickbait or spam emails. Say your password is out there already. MFA, multi-factor authentication, allows you to have a backup. It verifies who you are. It's like saying going to a different country. You have your passport. Your passport is your password. It gives you access into the country, but then they verify that with a visa as well. So it's two ways of identifying you. So I think a lot of people use their cell phones as their MFA now. The banks use it all the time. So the minute you log into your account, it says, "Who are you? We have sent a PIN to your mobile phone. Please re-authenticate yourself." So there is a second layer of clarification of who you are. So I know that all the websites do offer that, but it is an option you have to turn on. So Facebook, LinkedIn, I think Instagram, they all have second level of authentication to prove who you are. Fingerprint as well. Yeah, fingerprint is coming. So face recognition is there as well. I think on the iPhone and on the Android platform, you can hold if you have access to a bank account, it will say, "Please verify yourself." And if you have your facial recognition software trained up already, it will then let you through. So that is coming as well. But yeah, let's go into MFA, multi-factor authentication. So MFA is used to ensure the digital user they say they are. They are required for providing at least two pieces of evidence to prove their identity. Each piece of evidence must come from a different category, something else. So you cannot have MFA running on the same computer. So if you log in from a computer, it will then maybe go to an email. It may go to your mobile phone. It may go to even a different device. They have token devices which will give you access, a little PIN card or something. They will say, "Please verify." But this is it. This is like this door here. MFA will provide you with the locks. It will provide you with secondary locks. If they break one lock, they can come through. But it's important that we start using MFA. So do you think MFA is important? Would you, if the option is there, would you use it? Is MFA a good idea? I can see there's some technical people on e-certificates and stuff. Yeah, that's true. There are many forms of MFA. Please use MFA. Yes, it's an inconvenience. You have to have your mobile phone or your device, or you have to check your emails. But this is the keys to your house. Would you leave your door wide open? Would you just have no password? Or would you have a very simple password? Would you have a one lock door? More security, the better. MFA, very, very important. As I said, it's a key to blocking people in. Like in your own properties, you would not just have a simple door with no lock on it. Yes, yeah, you would have a key, or you would have multiple keys. I know that I have multiple keys on my keychain, that when I get home, I have to open multiple doors. And it's the same way. As more and more things become more and more important on the internet, accessing everything that you need to access. We'll look at Internet of Things as well in a minute, and why that needs MFA as well. It's just about protecting yourself. It's about making sure that you have full protection of your assets, which is your data, your pictures, your documents, your bank accounts. You want to make sure that these are fully protected, and these are the methods to do it. So yeah, I think I asked this question earlier. Has anyone been hacked? This is, it's very sad that something so useful as the internet is now being used by criminal organizations. Criminal organizations are now paying clever people to create viruses, to create malware, to create systems that will retrieve and steal your data. In my eyes, a cyber criminal is the same as a criminal that will break into your house, your car, or rob you on the street. Yeah, it is the same. They are criminals. A criminal, how would you feel if somebody broke into your house? They broke into your car and took all your valuables. It is the same. Your data is what they need. Your data will give them access to ways of opening false bank accounts, maybe creating a passport, maybe creating a driving license, maybe creating anything else that they want to. Stealing your identity, they can lead to so much. And it's also all your devices. It's not just your computers, your smartphones, your tablets, entire networks. And it's also the cascading effect as well. It's not just your data, it's what you'll be giving them access to. Your friends, your contacts. If you lost your contact list and all of a sudden a criminal would send a message to all these people in your contact list, and even if one or two of them reached out to this criminal, you've given them access to that system. You've given them access to that person, and it gets bigger and bigger. It's about knowing who you are contacted with. So once again, they may pretend to be you for 2 or 3 days, maybe planting little seeds, saying, hi, how are you? Getting a message back, making friends with your friends, adding yourself to your contacts. They could do this. A lot of cyber criminals don't attack. Once they access the system, they don't attack your system immediately. They will wait to see what you're up to. They will watch your key logging. They will make sure that they can access your system and keep on accessing your system. Looking at your photos, looking at your videos, looking at your emails, looking at your documents. Only when they've collected all this information, that's when they announce themselves. That's when they tell you, we have access to your system. So unfortunately, these screens have become quite normal. You have been hacked. Ransomware, WannaCry. You get these messages pop up on your screen immediately to say, you have been hacked. And it's a state of panic. All of a sudden, you've got these messages up, and by the time you get these messages, it's too late. Yeah, your data is now compromised. Your pictures have gone, your contacts have gone, your emails have been deleted. You will be vulnerable to this person. So the checklist that I've received is, first of all, which we spoke about already, is to update your devices, contact the provider. If your email account was hacked, you need to, create another email account and actually try to change your passwords and make sure you set up 2-factor verification. Notify all your contacts. If your account has been hacked, you want to make sure that everybody knows about it, because they are vulnerable too, because you've given them access to the system, to their email addresses, their contact details. But once again, you never want to get to this state. You want to make sure that you protect your data and you protect your systems as much as possible. And we've talked about this, update your devices. Update your devices to the latest firmware, the latest versions. If you are hacked, contact a provider, contact Facebook, Instagram, your banks, contact everyone that you have accessed on that system. And then change your passwords. Instantly change your passwords, because they know your password. They've got access to your system. So you want to be able to do that. Two-factor verification. It's almost impossible for someone to, it's not impossible, but it is very time-consuming for a criminal to try to break into MFA because it involves them using different technologies. They will have to have your cell phone number or your email address or some other secondary form of verification. So most criminals will say, no, I'll just go into the simple people here that have no password or they have very simple passwords. I'll just use those. If somebody set up MFA, most criminals will turn around and just leave them alone because they know that they would take a lot more extra time to actually hack into their system. So please be wary of that as well. So and oh yeah, the other thing is, please do not contact these people. They put their email. They're bragging. They've logged into your system. They've achieved it. They've hacked into your system, and now they're advertising the fact. Look, we've hacked into your system. Email us. You can pay us some money, and we'll give your data back. 90% of the time, your data's gone. Yeah, they want your. And once you pay them once, and you've opened up that communication with them, they're going to try again. They're going to look for you again. They're going to find your system again if you haven't put protection in place. So please be wary. You must not communicate with these criminals because they will definitely try to re-encrypt you. Once they find a weak spot, they'll keep on trying. And they'll keep on until they get money from you. The best thing you can do is really wipe your system at this point, or give it to an IT professional to wipe or check your system. The first thing they'll do is update your device, install some antivirus, find where the virus came in from or the malware. It may have been you clicking on something. So please be wary of that as well. So just make sure. But always contact the things that are most important to you. Is it your bank? Is your bank details on it? Is it who you need to contact? Just tell them. Every big organization now has a massive department that deals with hacking. Hacking is huge, so they have many, many ways of helping you. So, and once again, it says, ring the Action Fraud or your local help for this information. They will provide you with help if you've been hacked. So, they have responsibility as well. They don't want to lose money, so they want to make sure. So yeah, please do not contact. If you get one of these pop-up machines pop up on your screen, do not contact the people, because the minute you contact them, they will want to siphon the money from you, take your money. They'll say, oh, pay me $100. You pay them $100. Guess what? The next email you get is, oh, we want 100 more. So please do not engage. These are criminals. Internet of Things. As technology increases, we're seeing lots of Internet of Things, home routers, wirelesses, and it's just about protection of these. Any of you got anything attached to the internet, like an Internet of Things? Anyone want to put it in the chat window? Have you got your Tesla car? Have you got electric cars? Have you got your fridge or your coffee machine connected to your internet? Have you got your washing machine connected to the internet? All these things now have the ability. So here it says, there's smartphones, smart refrigerators, smart watches, smart fire alarms, smart door locks, bikes, medical sensors, fitness trackers. I recently heard a story that even the pacemaker inside your heart has a chip in it. And there was a a security vulnerability in the pacemaker chip. A criminal or a person who wanted to have some fun could go up to this person with a chip in their heart and modify the heart rate of an individual. So these things all need to be protected. Yeah, and these devices, which are connected to the internet, they also hold information about you. You know, they hold information about where you live, where you've been, what you're doing, what your normal cycles are. And like if you have an electric car that is constantly recording where you are going, where you plan to go. Also, your phone, your GPS. You know, I bet you have it in your phone, your satellite connection, your GPS coordinates, which says, "I am connected. Yeah, please take me home." You keyed in your home address into your GPS. A criminal gets your mobile phone, goes to your GPS, and presses home. You've just given them a route to your home. You haven't got it advertised, but it's taking you back to your home. And then what's he going to do? Wait for you? Say, "Oh, I have your mobile phone." You know, maybe the conversation will change then. But everything is connected to the internet. Everything will need updating as well. So just like your computer needs an update, all these Internet of Things will need to be updated as well. So you need to make sure that they all have auto updates enabled, but if these get compromised, they need to be updated as well. So your fridges, your electronic locks, your PlayStation, your Xbox, all these hold information about yourself. So you need to make sure that these are all updated, and the password is secure on it as well. So it's not as easy as saying, "Oh yes, I have a fridge, but it's not connected. You know, it's connected to the internet, but I want to make sure that the password is secure and it's updated." You can then browse to that fridge and do all the updates because it is probably speaking to your other devices. At home, most of you have home routers. So one of the stories I was recently talking about was home internet providers. They will provide you with a router, and these routers were provided with a generic password. A government organization planted a malware bug in each router. So all these routers that got distributed around the country, they had malware on them. So this organization could monitor what these people were doing. So I know I read a paper on it. Cisco found this vulnerability on these home routers, and they mitigated the situation. But how many of you are using the default passwords on these routers? When you go home and your whole family is connected to this network at home, who has access to these networks? You need to make sure that the password are not default. Most of these routers, the password is admin and password, or admin and admin. If I was a criminal and I could browse to your network, I could pick up your wireless signal and hack into your system. I can hack into your system and then see how many devices you have connected, what you have in your house, who is in your house, what devices you have in your house as well. So once again, if you have a generic Wi-Fi password at home, please modify it. Please change it. I know this is it seems like hard work. Yeah, but it's once again, it's for your protection. It's the protection of you and your family and your co-workers, your contacts. So it's important that we do this. So I don't think I'm going to talk too much now about passwords and anything. I think that we're getting to the end of the slide deck that I have, but I'm always open for questions and maybe summarize anything that you need from this, because I want you to go away from this coaching session educated. I'm sure some of you are very technical people, and this may have been just a refresher. You may also said, oh, there's some good ideas there, but it's complicated, and maybe it's not for me yet. But I'm trying to educate you guys. So, and I've seen it in many organizations where they've been lazy with their protection, and organizations don't want to spend money on IT. They don't want to spend money on IT. But the minute they have been hacked or their data has been compromised, they'll come with a checkbook. They'll come with their credit card. Kish, spend as much money as you want protecting us. And I said money a year ago when we asked you. So please, I know it's effort. I know you have to actually do, this is to educate you, but there are things that you have to do now to go away and protect yourself. Strong passwords, MFA, updating your computers, and even if you, and cascade this information down, you may have older ones that know nothing about this. Computers, I was speaking to an 88-year-old person today, and he has just started using Zoom to contact his family and friends. And he said, oh, Kish, I'm doing very well. And I said, well, how is your security? He says, oh, I've got my credit card here, and I'm going to buy some things on the internet. And I think, wow, this is an 88-year-old man just about to put his credit card information into the internet. And I was worried for him. So please use this as a stepping stone to help friends, older ones. And of course, please protect your children. If younger ones, younger siblings, that are, new to the internet, because for young children, the internet is fun. It's a great place, but it's about getting that information out there, getting that password, getting those security features right. And you want to make sure that these children use all the children's sites and not the adult sites. Definitely not. So we're just keen to get that done as well. So that was my presentation, personal information. So yeah, anything you want to ask me, I've got 5 minutes. So I've finished early. But it is good. It is good. I was going to go through an exercise as well here. There is a password checker here. Let's see if that will open. So there's a very good website called security.org. And if you have any questions, or you want to work out how quickly your password is going to be hacked, I put my password in, and guess what? It could be hacked instantly. And so you can go here and type in your passwords to get a rating of your password or how quickly. So if I put in password 123, I put a capital P in. Let me put a lower P in. Password 123 will take 1 month. But we're increasing the amount of characters and stuff like that. So this is what we need to do. We need to make sure that we use these tools. So this organization, it's a charity organization, so it's free to use, and it will give you as much information on security as you like, give you recommendations on anything and everything. Something I use regularly to get information on any kind of patching or problems. There's also, it talks about VPNs as well, protecting your internet traffic as well. So that's it. I'm open for your questions, please. I think the PowerPoint presentation is available. That will be sent out to you, or on request, I think. But there is a really hard assessment after this as well. I've made sure that I'm going to make you work for your certificates. So I put some really hard questions in there. So hopefully I will see a lot of you fail. Joking, a lot of you pass. So yeah. And old computers, please make sure you get rid of the old computers. I know that people especially the older generation, will really try to keep their computers running as long as possible. But it's a security vulnerability. So please make sure that you ask them to replace it or replace it with something that you think will be more easy. I think all the new devices are auto updates, so they will update automatically. And even if you want to run an update, just type in the word update in your systems, and it will prompt you to do the updates for you. Yeah, antiviruses as well. Once again, stress how important antiviruses as well, because you want to make sure that you have that ring of fence around your data and your systems. So the minute you get a virus or anything coming through, it'll start alerting you, and then you have options on how to block it. And most criminals that see antivirus installed, they walk away, they turn around, because it's more work for them. They want to get the guys with no passwords. They do everything on there. Okay, let me pass this back to Akila.
Well, thank you very much, Coach, for yes. Yes, Coach. Thank you very much for all those very informative tips and tricks for us to protect ourselves in the world's largest network, the internet. I believe it was very much useful for all our learners. And my dear learners, now it's time for you to get ready with your assessment. So, as Coach said, you are going to have an assessment, but I don't think it's hard as what the coach mentioned. All right, so here comes. So you just completed the lesson, and please let about 10 minutes, please give us about 10 minutes for the system to get updated. Once it's ready, like you'll be able to see the assessment here, where you can, just hover to the My Learning or My Playlist on the website, on the Reskills website, and look for the class that you just attended. So it was about protecting yourself from the internet. Okay. And there you have to give a feedback and a rating to our coach, Krish. And once it is done, you will be able to take the assessment. So please remember, you have to first give a feedback to our coach, Krish. Once it is done, you will be able to take the assessment, and you will have to answer all the questions given in the assessment accordingly. And once that is done, congratulations, you have spent a very productive Saturday evening. You'll be able to obtain your e-certificate within 48 hours. Okay, so now the time is for you, learners. Please do the assessment. Please answer all the questions. So please make sure that you give a feedback to the coach again. Please remember, once you give the feedback, you will be able to attempt the assessment assigned to you. Right? Good luck on the assessment, and thank you for joining with us. Please, we'll be giving some time for you to do the assessment once it is done. In 15 minutes time, this meeting will be ended. But once you have done with your assessment, just leave a message in the chat room and feel free to leave the meeting. Have a blessed, happy, enjoyable weekend ahead.
How does that?
I would do it, right? No, I have reduced the their time in the front end, back end, the student.